Hello and welcome to the first ever Backroom ad review. Here we're going to look at an ad and talk about it. Unfortunately, since it's the first one, I don't have any ads available except ads that I have made. And this time it's not actually an ad. Full disclosure, this is just a project that I did. I thought it would make a great ad, and maybe it did. First off, this was inspired by a quote from Clarence Day Jr. and Thought Bubble's Crash Course's animation. If you don't know what Crash Course is, check it out in the link. And Thought Bubble is an amazing animation studio full of social awareness campaigns. It's awesome. Just check them out. They don't need me to tell you about them, but I'm going to do it anyways because they're pretty much the inspiration for this entire thing I'm about to show you. Let's get to it. Nothing man builds ever lasts. Monuments fall, nations perish. Civilizations grow old and die out. But in the world of books, volumes of ideas live on, still young and still fresh as the day they were written. Still telling readers' hearts of the hearts of those centuries dead. Okay, so first off, I'm spinning. First off, this ad didn't have a really clear call to action. Secondly, it seemed a bit too focused on the creator showing you how clever and capable he is, instead of what the client does and why you should go to this client and buy a book from them. So, can an ad focus on a feeling or an idea and really be effective, or do all ads need a clear, concise call to action? You do this now! Or was this just a really, really bad ad? Maybe it's not even an advertisement. Maybe it's just, I don't know, homage to Clarence Day Jr. and an animation studio. That's possible. But besides my personal reservations about the ad, you kind of seen these themes pop up a lot in advertising. This is a branding thing. This is an advertisement. Call to action. We're going to associate our soft drink with fun. We're fun. Our soft drink is fun. It's the embodiment of fun. When you have fun, you think of our soft drink. Generally, branding is something that is the long game. Branding is something you stick with and you build it over time. In every single ad, it grows and it grows until it snowballs into an identity that people, when they see your product or they see your logo or they see your company, they know what they're supposed to feel and they know who you are. But for a smaller business like that bookstore, they probably need a more direct response to their ad. They need a bigger return on investment immediately than people recognizing who they are and saying, hey, you had that really cool ad that looked nice and it reminded me of books I like. For a small local business, we as viewers should probably take away an idea from that pitch and know exactly what we're supposed to do with that information in regards to Acme Bookstore. Of course, if you're already an established brand or an established entity, you want to stay on top of people's minds. You want to always be there. You want people to think of you when they're ordering whatever it is you sell. You want to be number one in their brain. And that's what branding is. So maybe Acme wants to be number one when thinking of books. They don't really have a sale. They just want you to think, hey, books, you think Acme Bookstore. It could work. But this difference in scale and style does do a whole lot to illustrate the return on investments and what options are out there for clients to advertise. What is the goal of the advertisement? They're different every single time we advertise. Sometimes it's direct sales, sometimes it's branding, but what works? What's the best way to get to these sort of things? That's what I want to know from you. When you hear a call to action, save 5%, all we do are breaks, you know what you're supposed to take away from an ad. It's clear. But are you inspired to act? Versus if you feel really good about the content of an ad, it's made you feel good, you learned something, and you liked it because you like those books, you like those ads, you like the feeling that these people are associating them with, does that make you more likely to act? So what do you think? Should ads always be focused on a call to action, or is it a good idea to brand yourself with an idea or a premise? Or are the best ads the ones that are able to do both? I'm curious to read your comments. So every week we'll target an idea about advertising and mass communications, and every week we'll respond to your comments about the previous week's videos here at the end of this week's video, and this week being the new week of the last week. I don't know, this is how YouTube videos do it. This is a lot of my favorite vlogs use this style, and I didn't feel like reinventing the wheel on YouTube. I just figured we keep going with it since it seems to be working. Of course, I'm sure this vlog is going to evolve and eventually become its own thing and not keep copying stuff that already exists, but Sometimes the medium is the message, right? Which that's a good idea for another vlog. Which reminds me, if you have ideas or topics that you want to discuss about advertising or mass media, leave them in the comments and we'll get to them. Thank you, and we'll see you soon. The Backroom is brought to you by Kernel. Kernel is a flex agency that specializes in hyper-localized advertising or national campaigns. They can really do anything you need. See their work here in this area. We'll put it up on screen and see how Kernel can help you grow your brand. See ya.